My daughter is dying of a rare disease, and the only cure is an experimental drug that has a 50% fatality rate. When my daughter was diagnosed with spinal muscular atrophy, the doctors told us she had 6 months to live. They pointed at the x-rays of her brain and body and explained how the disease was eating her motor neurons. We were told there was no standard treatment, no cure, just a slow, painful decline until her body shut down completely and she was 6 feet down. There is one thing you can do, however. My ears perked up, like a kid seeing Santa roll down the chimney not knowing it's their dad. There's current ongoing trials of an experimental drug. 50% of children who take it were completely cured. The disease just gone. I looked hopeful. And the other 50%? The doctor stayed silent before saying the other 50% kick the bucket within 3 weeks. It was a total coin flip cure or death. My husband and I spent days agonizing over it. We'd lie awake at night trying to decide if we had the right to gamble with her life. Then our daughter made the decision for us. I want to try it, she said. I want to live. We enrolled her the next day. The treatment started immediately. High-dose chemotherapy combined with experimental gene therapy. I held her hand as the first infusion dripped into her veins. The next 3 weeks would determine if my daughter lived or died. The first few days were brutal. She couldn't keep anything down. The vomiting was constant and violent, but the doctors kept saying this was expected. This was normal. On day 5, however, her liver enzymes spiked. The doctor pulled me aside. This could be a normal response to the drug, or it could mean her liver is starting to shut down. Which one is it? We won't know for several days. Day 7 brought different problems. The disease markers in her blood were decreasing. That was good. That's what we wanted. But her fever hit 104 and wouldn't break no matter what they gave her. That night, I heard the code blue alarm from the room next door. Another child in the same trial. Same age as my daughter. Same treatment protocol. That child died within the hour. A nurse came by later. She meant well, I think. Your daughter has the exact same symptoms that kid had. I didn't sleep that night. Day 10, everything got worse. She had a seizure in the middle of the night. Violent and terrifying. The scan showed her brain was swelling. The doctor's face told me everything I needed to know before he even spoke. This is what happened in the cases that didn't survive. They moved her to the ICU, put her on a breathing tube. She was unconscious. I sat next to her bed watching the machines breathe for her. 2 days later, the seizure stopped, but her legs wouldn't move. Completely paralyzed from the waist down. The neurologist wouldn't give me a straight answer. Could be temporary, could be permanent, could be that she's dying. Impossible to predict. Day 14, she woke up. Just for a moment. Her eyes opened. She looked at me with these sunken, hollow eyes I barely recognized. Mom, she whispered. Am I dying? Then she was gone again. Unconscious. I couldn't answer her. I didn't know. Day 15, the test results came back. The disease markers were almost completely gone. The drug was working, but her kidneys were failing. The doctor explained it carefully. The drug might be curing the disease while destroying her organs. If we stop treatment, the disease comes back and she definitely dies. If we continue, her organs might fail and she dies. Or her body might adjust and she lives. There was no choice. We had to keep going. Day 17, she woke up screaming. The morphine wasn't working. Her whole body was convulsing. I had to hold her down while she shrieked that everything hurt. I was watching my child cry in agony and I couldn't stop it. The nurses finally sedated her. Day 18, the girl in the room down the hall died. 7 years old. Same trial. I watched her parents walk out of the hospital in a daze. My daughter had been unconscious for days, except that one burst where she woke up screaming. The doctor pulled me aside. The next 48 hours are critical. 36 hours into the critical window, something changed. Her kidney function improved, just slightly, but it was the first good sign in days. Then the heart monitor started alarming. Her heart rhythm was irregular, dangerous, the kind of pattern that leads to cardiac arrest. They brought the crash cart into the room, told me I needed to step outside. I stood in that hallway listening to alarms go off for 20 minutes, convinced I was losing her. Finally, a doctor came out. Her heart stabilized on its own. We don't know why. 6 hours later, her eyes opened. She wasn't in pain. She was actually conscious, looking at me. Did it work? She whispered. I don't know yet, baby. They ordered the final panel of tests, the ones that would tell us if the disease was gone, if her organs were functional, if she would survive. I waited. She'd lost 18 pounds in 3 weeks. Her face was skeletal. Her body was covered in bruises from all the IVs. The machines were still breathing for her. The doctor finally came in with the results. He sat down next to me. The disease is completely gone. She's cured. I couldn't process it. She's going to live? He nodded. Yes. She spent 3 months learning to walk again. Physical therapy every single day. Her kidneys recovered to 80% function, enough to live a normal life. She's back in school now, playing with her friends, laughing again. She's alive and healthy.